fella. Ho! Keep pounding, boys and girls.
Here he comes. Young throws the other way and is caught by Teteroa McMillan. Past the sticks. Diggs knocked him back.
Rolling in on Monday with the deal with it crew. Panther Pickles breaking down the game for you. Thursday brings a cold show, dropping truth and facts. Welcome to the home of the Blue and Black Attack. Blue and Black Attack, 3 times a week. Quick and accurate, the info that you seek. From the Carolinas, keeping Panthers on track. This is your home for the Blue and Black Attack.
Let's go, Panther Pickle. I'm excited about this matchup today. I cannot wait. We need to finally do what we've been trying to do for the last 10 years since 2015 and win this NFC South title. I don't want any help if we don't have to have it. I want this team to go in there and run the football. I want us to be dominant. I want us to play great defense. I want us to force Baker Mayfield into turnovers and come out with a win today, Pickle. We can do it.
That's right. We can do it. We can do it. We're gonna run the football. We're gonna pass when we need to. We're gonna play strong defense. Ain't nobody gonna stop us. Nobody. I mean, we're gonna need our guys to catch the ball, but we've got a little better blocker. James Mitchell's active in this game because of the injury to Sanders. I believe James is a better run blocker. Uh, and he's better at catching the ball in traffic. I believe we're going to have a little bit better options. Plus, you got to look. We run that 3 tight end set so much. He's going to help us out. What do you think, G Money?
Man, look, overly excited. Been like a kid before Christmas, can't go to sleep. Anxiousness, I'm never anxious. So it was a very uncomfortable feeling all day just because I'm ready to get this kickoff going so we can order some t-shirts, some hats, some coffee mugs, all type of memorabilia. Anything that you want to see NFC South Division champs on, I'm all for it, and I'm just looking for the effort. If we backdoor in because of the Falcons, I'm not gonna be mad. But nothing's sweeter when you can go take out a division rival to take your division and go on to the playoffs. So I'm just expecting just all gas, no brakes, men running through walls, big men that do fast things and are very strong colliding with each other. This is officially now the Battle of the Titans. This is now officially win or go home. And I don't believe that we're going home unless it's the doggone host a playoff game.
That's a fact. That's a fact. Uh, uh, Large crowd there today, backing the Panthers. So we got there. Um, Guys, we're all set. It may be a little bit rainy. The weather's a little bit dreary and rainy, but hey, that's football weather to me.
Yeah, I think it'd be a good opportunity to put this ball on the ground. If you remember the last game that we won 23-20, Pickle, they really tried to hammer us with Bucky Irvin, but our defense held strong and didn't give him a lot of yards. And they weren't that successful last week running the football with Bucky Irvin. I like our chances if this becomes into a ground and pound game. I really would like to see Rico Dowdle get 80 yards on the ground rushing today. Maybe his total yards higher, but at least 80 yards on the ground. I'd like to see Chuba Hubbard add 30 on the ground, maybe 6 to 8 carries, something like
Oh yeah,
that from Chuba adding to
yeah.
this rushing attack. But Bucky Irvin against the Miami Dolphins only got like three and a half yards a carry, maybe a little more. It hasn't been that great. And I really feel like the key to this game, Pickle, if it does rain like that, we need to rush for about 4, maybe even 4.5 yards a carry, and the Panthers could come out really dominating this game on the ground.
Absolutely, absolutely. One, absolutely, and what one of the issues that the inactivations, Um, uh, well, Cole, are you ready, brother?
Yes, I am. I am here. Good afternoon to everybody. I am super excited. I'm calm and relaxed for once. I'm seeking salvation and knowing that we are out of our darkest days. As Panthers fans, I feel like Pickle, y'all were right, hitting the nail on the head. For me, especially with the weather conditions, we need to get to our ground and pound and good defense, and I'm excited about the day. I'm proud to be here with y'all right now.
Right. I was trying to look for the inactives, but uh,
You had it just a moment ago. You want me to read it to you?
yeah, yeah. Well, yeah, we can read it. I was going to post them up on a screenshot, but right,
Inactives. The first one is Hunter Renfro, which is not a
right,
surprise.
right.
Robert Rochelle at cornerback is the second one, who I'm not real familiar with. Safety DeAnthony Bale. Safety Demonte Richardson. You had some thoughts about that one, didn't you?
Yeah, yes. Isaiah Simmons is actually the fourth safety today. He appears to replace a healthy Demonte Richardson. Now, does that mean Demonte Richardson is in trouble on the roster? Probably not. Maybe we really don't know. They could just be going with somebody who may have a little bit more experience in various systems and playing. That being said, Isaiah Simmons is a very talented guy. A lot of people view him more as a linebacker than a safety, and of course, he is a Clemson guy. So, um, it's going to be interesting. He may be a net better fit as an in the box safety behind Merrig than Demonte Richardson is. Um, Makes it interesting for the post game. But I thoroughly, it's going to be interesting to see how that evolves. Demonte Richardson plays on special teams, and so does Isaiah Simmons. So that's going to be interesting.
Yeah, it's kind of obvious to me that it makes sense that Simmons is a guy that would play behind Morig, who has that similar play style, like you said, a guy that can
Right,
do all the things that Avera wants him to do from that position, and that includes rushing the passer. Morig's had important sacks this season, and I feel like if needed, Simmons could step into that role and do the same thing and be a good edge rusher or a good blitzer for Avera should the situation
right.
arise. I think this is nothing but a good thing for the Panthers. I know D Money,
Mhm.
you were saying that you felt like maybe the Cardinals damaged his stock, and it's not really about much as him, but how the team used him.
Absolutely. If we go back to when Isaiah Simmons came into this league or whatever, he went to a Cardinals team that hadn't really had much going on. There was a lot going on there. Then he left from there, went to the Giants. You know, they had all that disarray going on. And so, you know what, sometimes with a young talent, just because he's not performing in a bad space doesn't necessarily mean that he's not a good talent per se. And it's something about being able to go home for one. Two, there's something to say about having a redemption arc after you know where your other two stops kind of how they laid and how it went down, and the kind of name that you might have had, you want to change that. And I know for me personally, if I'm closer to home and I'm somewhere where I can have perspective and I'm closer to somewhere where it started or whatever, I can get a better outlook of myself, a better self awareness of myself. And then when you have that self awareness, you can now take that to that team and just be the guy that they need you to be. And as of right now, for us, because you know he came later in the year, we don't know necessarily what their whole goal with him is. But I've always low key been a fan of Isaiah Simmons and the talent that he has. And I'm hoping that he can bring that to the table for the Carolina Panthers, especially today in a game that's so crucial.
Yeah,
A lot
absolutely.
of people are fans of him, Pickle. A lot of
Mhm.
fans here in the Carolinas are cheering for him
Right,
too.
right. I wanted to draft him in the first round as kind of a. I had envisioned him as another Thomas Davis, a safety that we can develop into linebacker. Uh, but that was the same draft where we got Derek Brown. We still got a great draft pick. Hindsight's always 2020, I guess, and things happen for a reason. Not saying that I still love Derek Brown. So, but hey. In hindsight, I got both. I finally got both.
That's right, and it worked out great. I
Yes,
mean, I
it.
don't. We don't know. I mean, he might have a key special teams play
That's it.
today, knock a ball
Yeah,
loose,
yeah.
and cause us to win the game.
You know, a lot of people during that draft wanted. It might have been a different guy. It might have been a different draft. I started to say Justin Fields, but that might have been a different draft. But anyway, all that being said, but
You want to move? You want to move on to these linebackers? I feel like that's a pretty meaty story. Of course, Claude Sherless is out today,
mhm.
inactive. He had a boot or something on his leg,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
then it looks like Chris Barnes is going to go. Is Chris Barnes starting for us, even though he
Yes.
was battling that back injury all week?
Yeah, he's practiced all week, so he's going to go for us. They also activated Jacoby Windman off the practice squad, so um, he's got some experience. He'll help out when he can. But it's going to be a lot. I think it's going to be Chris Barnes and uh, Roseboom today. Chris Barnes is a guy I'd like to keep here next year. Um, um, Claudette Claris is younger and's got some talent, but let's be honest with you, and this kind of goes for uh, our third round pick linebacker. They got to figure out how to stay healthy, or they might end up finding him another job. You know, uh, the best ability is availability, and if you ain't available, you don't give us no ability at all.
No, we've lacked a lot of availability and a lot of ability at linebacker this season. I think a lot of Panthers fans are focused on that going into the offseason. Bam Martin Scott's a guy that's going to be playing today as well. He's played a couple games for us this year and played okay for a rookie, especially on special teams. But I'm kind of glad Chris Barnes is getting the nod over him starting. I was concerned about him starting beside Roseboom in this literally NFC South
Hmm.
title game, guys. I
Right,
mean, it's
right.
that big.
Right, exactly, exactly, and this is a very very big game for us. Also activated off the practice squad is corner David Long Jr. By the way, um, so just to let you know,
You said
um,
that was your favorite player, didn't you,
I
on the
don't
whole
even know who
team?
that. I don't
Yeah.
even know who that
I don't either. I don't either. And let's see, Jared Harrison Hunt.
Yes.
He's inactive for today. And the last one is a real interesting one. And I'd like to get D Money's opinion on this one. Tershawn Wharton. If you listen to the Dave Canales presser, he really tiptoed around the situation of Turk being available for this game. What are your kind of thoughts on this situation? Why are the Panthers playing this so slow with Turk?
Well, I think it's like a conversation that we had earlier. To where they might have all the trust and the faith in the world in his athletic ability and what he brings to the defense. His health has been wow. I mean, I don't even have words for how his health has been described this year. But it's pretty much what Pickle just laid on. You know, availability is the best ability. Turk Warden has not been able to give that availability to give that ability. But on the bright side of it, and the part that I take oh so much pride in, is because Turk Warden has not been available, we have seen the emergence of Bobby Brown. And with the emergence of Bobby Brown, we've learned that he's a better run stopper. And of course, he clogs the lane better because he's just a mass of an individual. And where Turk Wharton has ability with that high motor that he has, and hey, I love a high motor guy, he really isn't the typical body frame on that defensive line. And it's shown, at least so far, that having Bobby Brown in that spot, or even the rookie Cam Jackson out there, has proven and given rewards for us that a lot of people were just hoping for but didn't see coming. So with Turk, I don't know like what the plan will be with him going forward, at least. But for the most part, just it was a good sign to hear that he was full participation in practice because still with a motor like that, you can find somewhere in the rotation, maybe in the playoffs or something of that nature, to kind of be able to use some of those special tools that he has. But with him going down, it was just absolutely beautiful that we was able to see Bobby Brown step up and we saw Cam Jackson step up. And just one quick thing before I hand it back over. For some strange reason, I have a heck of a feeling Nick Scorton's about to have that game. Look for it today.
Yeah, I'm feeling that too. I really am. He's been building and building all season, looking like just improving game after game. And you were talking about motor, the motor of Turk. Man, Scorton's got a motor too. He really doesn't give up on the play, and you can just see the determination. I'm not going to let the quarterback outrun me. I'm going to catch him. I'm going to run him down. And it's just been awesome. What a draft pick! What a great pick by Dan Morgan. Just couldn't be any happier with our first three draft picks this season. It's just been fantastic for the Panthers to even be in this situation today. And it's such a big surprise to all the fans. You know, it's with this defensive line, you got four guys up there that are 330 pounds. And the defensive line is going to be critical to this game. Like I said, last game, they really tried to shove Bucky Irvin down our throat. They really stuck to the run in the second half with Bucky Irvin, and the Panthers answered the call. And those big guys up front are got to be able to make the difference. LeBron Ray, he's been up and down his whole time here. He's kind of he's a guy that the team believes in, but he's probably not the most talented player on the defense. Apparently he does work hard and have good work ethic, and he listens to the coaches. Is why he's stuck around. But we would like to improve in that position, and I really feel like that's why we drafted Cam Jackson, a guy that can develop and grow there. And certainly he wouldn't be there in his first season, this rookie year. But at his size, we are definitely looking him to grow and develop into a beast on that defensive line. And I have to feel like with these opportunities, with Turk being out as much as he has, he's given those opportunities to Cam Jackson to get some extra playing time. So maybe it really does come out as a win-win. And it just felt like to me that Dave Canales didn't entirely trust Turk Wharton to play in this game because he got hurt in the pregame warm-up, and he said he's never seen that before in his entire NFL career. And the way he commented about it made me feel like that he was scared to put him out there on the field because he might not play the whole game, and then he's a player short on the defensive line on a game where the title's on the line and everything is important. So, yeah, I think the defensive line couldn't be much more important than it is today. One guy we hadn't mentioned is Wanham. Wanham's had some good games recently. He's coming on stronger this latter half of the season, which makes a lot of sense with everything he went through last year. He was smoking hot for us last year. He's never really gotten back to that point, but I'm looking for him to maybe surprise us today with whether it's scooping up a fumble and high stepping down the field or getting to Mayfield, putting the pressure on, making Baker make a bad throw, which is tough to put all together and say. But that's what I'm looking for, some pressure from Wanham today, and I think he can do it, D-Money.
I'm totally with you on that, D's. But I also think like amongst that front four and how they rotate, there's just so many guys I'm still excited about. Just like Princely, Human Nealon or whatever. I know the ribs kind of slowed him down at one point, but I gotta believe he's getting a little bit more healthier. And he's a guy that has shown that he has a motor also. So I'm just looking for all those guys to play with their hair on fire and just get home. I know, like we've given good pressure. We've affected quarterbacks with just mucking up their area in the pocket and so forth. Heck, Baker had to run quite a few. That was more of their positive plays was him trying to get away from there and so forth. So I'm just excited more. I mean, the offense, I expect them to come out and execute. But I believe we coming out of this game right here is going to be because our defense punched some folks in the mouth.
It's got to happen. It's absolutely got to happen. And I want us to show our dominance off the bat, whether it's forcing a turnover or forcing quick 3-and-outs and just getting off the field. That's enough as well. When we played the Bucs last time, just 2 weeks ago, we did a good job of that. I want to see us do the same thing today. It really needs to happen from these guys on the outside as well. We need J.C. Horn to have a good game. I totally expect Mike Jackson to have a good game today, the way he's been playing. He's talking about playing with your hair on fire. That's Mike Jack. He's been having those games here to end out this season. You talk about finishing strong. That's a guy for the Carolina Panthers finishing strong on the outside. We just need JC to have a great day. No garbage penalties on him, hopefully. No pass interference calls. And then he'll make the play. He's had 2 games already this year where he stepped up and got 2 interceptions. If we get any kind of play like that from JC today, I think the game's ours, D-Money.
Absolutely. And then let's not forget the room. that we need them to still continue to be themselves, and that's team next man up, which is that offensive line of ours, and how they still exceeded expectations as guys have went down. I don't know if to look for Big Robert Hunt or not, but I'll tell you this. If Robert Hunt runs out on that field, I'm already ready to throw a parade because I know Rico about to go crazy.
Yeah, I'm curious about that. He's not inactive. Um, what's going on with David Moore and Robert Hunt? Are they going to be playing today, Pickle?
No, no, they were not activated off IR onto the 53-man roster. That
Okay, well, I had to retract my statement.
uh, I'm not 100% certain they can be activated once the season's over and we're into the playoffs if we get that far. Um, I've tried to look that up, and it's kind of different. I haven't found this correct answer to that, but nonetheless, we'll have Austin Corbett at guard, and I'm hoping Jimmy Horn Jr. steps in a little bit more at wide receiver. But this is the biggest game. Some of these guys are fighting for a little bit money too. You know, um, if Rico gets him 7 more yards and a touchdown, he earns the extra million. So,
Hope he
uh,
gets it on his first touch.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
So,
let's pay that man. Let's make that a good New Year, just the extra
yeah,
$1 million, and then
yeah,
give him
yeah,
another 250.
yeah. I
Yeah,
mean, I would like to show it for work, do one tiny little thing extra, and get a million. No problem.
yeah,
uh,
that's on my goal. That's my to-do list.
to give me a million.
Well, not to get you a million, but for one of us to get a million without having to do too much.
uh,
Yeah, it looks like the chat's still excited about Jimmy Horn, just like you are, Pickle. They were
yeah,
definitely pumping Jimmy Horn on Thursday during the Cold Show. Looks like the same
absolutely.
thing today. The fans are excited about Jimmy Horn. I do want to see Bryce Young pushing the ball vertically
Hmm.
today. We definitely didn't do that versus the Seahawks. I understand the check down was there and he was scared of that defense, but the Bucs got a key cornerback out during this game. No reason not to test him on the
Hmm.
outside. Throw it out there. Let's see what happens. Give Get a chance. Give Coker a chance out there on the outside. Hey, and let's get T Mac going early. I think
That's
that's
it.
a big key. We didn't do that last week.
Hmm.
It showed we were off kilter. We never did get things rolling. Let's get the ball to T Mac
That's it.
early. I don't care if it's
That,
screens or what they do, Pickle.
But that's it. Let's get that man 100 yards today so he can walk out there and be proud to hold that Rookie of the Year trophy that he should get.
Truthfully,
And
I
he
think it's pretty security.
and he only needs 70 to beat Kelvin Benjamin's record today, right? You know
Yes.
what we said Thursday?
Yes.
70 yards. Yeah, get him going early. Just chuck it deep right on first down because if you remember, the Panthers rarely throw the ball on first down. We run more on first down than any other team in the NFL. So I really do want to see us throwing the ball on first down, pushing that Bucs defense vertically down the field, and to get one to T Mac early, especially a one-headed catch on the sideline,
Right.
would be something special and the momentum we need to take us to this win.
I would like to have the energy and motivation that we had when we first played Atlanta. Mind you, we did them dirty both times, but that first game, we played like a playoff team was supposed to play. There was no mistakes. The defense was on point. The running game was on point. When it was time to execute in the passing game, we had no problem executing in the passing game. I would love for them to be able to muster that type of effort, that type of energy, and that type of execution. I guess it's the threes today. And
Yeah.
I and I'm just hoping that's how we come out. I know Tampa Bay, they're not gonna lay down. This they've had the division by a stranglehold for a good little bit now. You know they don't want to let it go. So let's just go pry it out of their hands and celebrate today.
That's a fact. You know what? Just FYI, folks, a lot of people are talking, Bryce Young has a lot of tape on that ankle today. A lot of tape. And that's because he's playing hurt. Now, he don't cry about it. He don't whine about it. He don't scream about it. He don't say that's hurting him in the game. That's just not his style. He's going to play hurt, and that's just what he's doing. He's going to play hurt for the benefit of the team. Now, some folks are going to say, well, he shouldn't be playing hurt. Well, I'd rather have a hurt Bryce Young than a healthy Andy Dalton. That's just me.
But I think it's more precautionary too because it's going to be slick out there, and your
Right,
feet can get from under you and stuff
right.
like that. So you want to make sure that you got that ankle braced and secure. I, and yeah, he's been battling with it all season, and I've been proud of how he's battled through it or whatever. And just like I said, that's a testament of what we're building in that locker room. Like a lot of people talk about how Bryce takes accountability for everything. And then you see another Panther player, he's going to take accountability. Derek Brown is not saying what we want to hear. He's saying what it actually is. And so I feel that whole culture, that whole thing of is that man beside me is relying on me, just as I'm relying on the man beside me on the other side of me to do his job. And I just really think like at this point, these guys have had so many highs and so many lows together that like this game here isn't just special for them because it's a playoff game somewhere, a chance to go to the playoffs, something we haven't had in a while. I think it's because with just pure reflection, like with me, the pride that I have in this team, and I didn't go to battle or war with these guys. These guys have battled together. They went through the OTAs. They went through the training camps. They went 0-2. They figured it out. And then they lost game, swept by the Saints, swept the Falcons, beat Tampa Bay, beat the Packers, beat the Rams. All those things have now turned us to where we can actually say, even if you don't know our identity, we have a culture. And culture wins games.
Absolutely, and it's been next
Absolutely.
man up all year long. All the adversity this offensive line has had this year, and they played through it like champs. Whether it was Josh Nyman stepping in and playing good at tackle, or whether it was Jake Curhan coming in, our last guard on the entire team, coming in and playing well at right guard for us. It's been one man up after the other. And Austin Corbett, shout out to him too. Played a couple games at center and back at right guard again after losing the starting center job this season. And those guys have really stuck together. Rico Dowdle cheering on Chuba Hubbard to get back healthy and come back out here and play. It just all year long. It's been that kind of culture that you're talking about, D Money, that next man up. I've got some keys to this victory today, Pickle, and I got three of them for you. Number one, dominant in the run game. If the Carolina Panthers come out here and really run the football, Chuba Hubbard and Rico Dowdle falling forward for 3 yards, and not trying to beat everybody to the outside. Cut it up the field, get what you can. You'll probably end up getting 5 yards out of it. Both of them run hard. Be decisive. Go ahead, Derek.
No, I was just saying, preach, man. You you
Yeah.
you getting it right now.
Yes, sir. Number two, like I said earlier, get T Mac going early. We can't afford for him to not lead this passing attack down the field. Of course, we want Bryce to push it vertical, but let T Mac get going early. So when he has that chance with that ball in the end zone, he makes that catch. We've seen it several times this year where he's kind of cold and he only gets one hand on the ball or something like that, doesn't make the catch. Let's get him going early, get him in a rhythm. And the third thing is be tough against the run on defense. If we stifle their run and keep them to that 3.5 or under yards per carry, just like Miami did, there's not much left for the Bucs to do, which is put the ball in the hands of Baker Mayfield. Well, listen to me, Pickle. That's totally fine if they do that. He's a guy that's 2-8 out of the last 10 games. Force Baker Mayfield to beat us. That'll put us in a great situation. He's only done it twice out of the last 10 tries. Those are my three keys to victory today, Pickle.
Amen to that fact. That's a fact. We got to run the football. That's just evidence. We've got to make the catches and make the throws. That should be one. Make catches, make throws, because that's what you get out there for. Number two, the trenches have to block. That's on offense. On defense, we have to shut down their pass, shut down their runs, and make Baker Mayfield think he has to win it by himself. Baker Mayfield is banged up. He's hurt. He's got banged up shoulders. He's got a banged up foot. Get hits on him and make him run outside that pocket so you can make him want to beat you himself. It's a mental game. That's what we have to do.
Wasn't he their leading rusher last game?
Yeah, I think he was. I
I
think
like
you
them
will.
odds. If Baker Mayfield is going to be the Tampa Bay Buccaneers leading rusher, go
That's
on
it.
and give me my T-shirt right now.
Yeah, because Cam Newton, he ain't. He ain't. So,
No spirit, unless you're talking to Asante Samuel.
yeah, well, Santi Samuel, bless his heart. So, anyway,
The
but,
folks
yeah. So, uh, so guys, do we want to give score predictions or
I can. I got something similar to the last game. I think we won with like 23-20. I'm really thinking we're gonna win 24-20.
that?
I gave my three keys to victory. The only score prediction I want to give is
Yes.
44-10. That's it. That's all
Oh,
I
that's
want to
that.
do.
Oh, I
Just
like
come out
that.
here and
I
dominate.
like that. Cause y'all, let me tell you what. Let me tell you what. If we come out and beat these Tampa Bay Bucks, we gonna do a post game. Our post game may last all night long.
I'm bringing the baby oil.
Whoa.
Keep pounding, folks. Oh, by the
Man,
way,
this is about to be the longest 19 minutes of my life.
that's it.
I Oh my god.
Listen, just this next message is just for Tampa Bay fans.
Sounds appropriate. Matter of fact, we're gonna take that battleship back to Charlotte.
That's a fact. That's a fact. We're gonna take it back to Charlotte, and then we're gonna burn it in the parking lot just so we can cook the wieners and the marshmallows on.
And then we're gonna replace it with a NASCAR.
That's it. That's it. Keep pounding, folks. This is the Blue Black Attack Panther Podcast pregame show. You know what time it is. It's game time.
And if you ain't with us now, you ain't welcome to the parade. Keep pounding.